Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Out of the Park Baseball 22 with the Colorado Rockies here on GM Games. We're a couple days late. I know. I didn't do a live stream on Sunday. Was busy watching Patriots football, so I apologize. I'll try to give you a bit longer video here today to make up for it. And the plan is to be back next Sunday night. At any rate, let's get started. So it's opening day, year 14, year 15. It's 2034. We started in 20, so it's year 14. We are coming off of another playoff appearance, another division crown, and another year where we won the division and didn't win the World Series. You just go back to 2027. So the last 8 years we have won, or last 7 years, I guess, we've won 4 division titles. We've come in second 3 times, and each of those years that we came in second, we won the World Series. So OOTP has a thing for wildcard teams, apparently. But we're going to get started. We're taking on the Giants here on opening day, and we're just going to start going and see how season 14 kicks off. We got a rebuilt bullpen. Really, really good. I mean, I have 14 players in the bullpen right now because there's really nobody I want to send down. Really, the best option is probably Satterfield, and he's my guy. So I don't know, and we'll just sort of see how it goes, and we'll kind of let the competition play itself out and see what happens. So here's opening day against San Francisco. 5-1 victory. I think Kumar Rocker got the start on opening day. We get home runs from Jones and Bowser. Rocker goes 6 1/3, striking out 8, and we win 5-1. So good start to the season. Game 2. An 11-3 loss, and the third game of the series is a 12-6 win. Christian, who pitched in this one? Jim Denny. Well, he only went 2 2/3. He gave up 5 runs. We committed 4 errors. That's obviously not going to get it done. And then we come back and we win 12-6. Hinojosa homers, Aguilar homers, Butler homers. We get 4 RBIs from Aguilar. Norman pitches terribly, but the bullpen comes in and pitches 5 1/3 shutout. So we're 2-1 to start season number 14 as we look to win yet another division title. And we're going to take on the Cincinnati Reds now in Cincinnati for 3 games. And we're going to have a decision to make pretty soon with our bullpen because Royce Peoples is due to, I think he's on a rehab assignment at the moment, or is he still on the DL? Yeah, he's still on the DL. He's going to be on the DL for another 10 days, and then we'll send him down for a rehab assignment. Yeah, and then we also still have Bobby Seeley and Kyle Williams in the minors as well. So, and not to mention Israel Real, who will be a starter next year. So, I mean, we have Jerry McElfresh, another one who's on his way up. So we had a lot of pitching depth. So we may use that to our advantage here over the course of the season and upgrade in areas if we need to. So we're 2-1 in Cincinnati. See what happens in our 4th game of the year. It's got to generate all those season predictions. And we lose 4-3. All right, so we're down. So we're 2-2. Back-to-back extra inning losses, and we get swept by Cincinnati. So we are 2-4 on the year. Not a great start. Eric Jasic is back. We'll start him on a rehab assignment. So not a great start. 2-4 on the year. We get 3 games at home against San Diego. We finally bounce back with a 6-5 extra inning win. Powers 3 hits, 2 RBIs. Jones 2 hits, 3 RBIs, and a home run. Denny doesn't pitch well again. Bullpen pitches well. Can we take 2 in a row? We can. So we're 4-4, tied for first place. Bowser 2 hits, 2 RBIs. Norman goes 7 2/3 shutout. So there you go. That's the start we were looking for. And we go for the sweep. We don't get it, so we're 4-5. Game behind San Diego, or game behind the Dodgers. Okay. game behind the Dodgers, and we need to figure out what we're doing with our lineup here. So it's still really, really early, but we're going to have to send a pitcher down. It's got to be a pitcher. Like Carter Smith has pitched an inning and a third so far. God, what do I do, though? Satterfield. Our two back of the bullpen pitchers have been the worst. What do we do with our pitching? I really don't have any idea what to do here. Grant Newton his contract is up at the end of this year. He's been so good for us, though. I mean, 5 wins over 5+ seasons isn't great, but he's been reliable. My guess is there's probably not a lot of interest in him because he's a 34-year-old reliever. Yeah, not much. There's a little bit, but nothing that would make me want to pull the trigger and move him. And what about... I want to keep Newton because he is the right-handed side of our outfield. Jones, Powers, and Butler is a switch hitter. Cabrera, not going to move him. Freeland, he's done at the end of this year. Yeah, I think we just go with what we have for now. I don't know what the goal, I don't know what the plan, though, is with Jasic. I mean, we're going to have to figure something out with him. Peoples is on the DL for another 4 days. We get Padilla back in a week. So, yeah, I don't know. Let's just keep this the beginning of the season going here. We win 5-4, so we're 5-5 now. Score a run in the 9th. 3 hits for Powers. Brackman, 2 hits, 2 RBIs. He gives up 4 runs in 4 2/3, but again, the bullpen pitches well. Game 2 at Arizona. We are uneven to start this year at best. So we win 7-2. We're 6-6. Hinojosa, a couple hits. Bowser, a couple hits, couple RBIs. Newton, 3 hits, 2 RBIs. Denny gets his first win of the year. I talk about trading Satterfield, and he's thrown up 6 shutout innings so far this season. Day off, followed by 3 games at Pittsburgh. Peoples is ready to come off the DL. He's a fragile bullpen arm. Is anybody interested in him? No. Okay. So what about... I hate to do this right off the bat, especially since we just signed him. Because Mooney's is making like $12 million this year and next, and he's fragile. Just curious if anybody's interested in him. Nope. And I believe if we really wanted to, there is some interest in Satterfield. Yeah, there's a lot of interest in Satterfield. So we could trade Gabe if we really, really wanted to. The question would be for what? Are there any prospects? A couple players that aren't terrible. But is a 25-year-old really a prospect at this point? I don't think so. 23-year-old. He looks like he could be okay. But is that worth Satterfield? I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think a 25-year-old is a prospect. And I'm not going to trade him for a reliever because now I'm just trading him for a worse version of himself. Juan Ortiz? I love that eye and discipline, obviously. Yeah, there's just nothing here that really stands out to me. Again, I could trade him for a worse version of him, but why would I do that? Devin Morrison isn't bad. We are going to need a backup middle infielder next year once Freeland goes. But, I mean, yeah, I mean, I could get him for Hostetler. All right, we're just going to keep going, I guess. Until our hand is forced, we're just going to keep going. So I have to put Peoples on a rehab assignment. And we will... I might just keep Jasic in the minors all year. I mean, I can't believe I'm about to say that, but I may just keep Jasic in the minors. So back-to-back wins for the first time in a week. 3 hits for Hinojosa, 2 hits for Aguilar, 2 hits for Jones. Norman picks up the win. Muniz gets the save. Game 2 against the Pirates. 18-2. That's what I like to see. Up and down the board. 2 hits, 3 runs scored for Hinojosa. 2 hits, 3 runs scored for Bowser. Powers has 3 hits, 3 RBIs. Newton is hitting .464 early on. Aguilar with 3 RBIs. Butler, 3 for 3 hits with 5 runs knocked in. Sixto Sanchez picks up his first win of the year, going 8. Wow. I really, really like Butler. I love that hitter profile, and he's such a good outfielder. He really should be playing left. But we got Powers out there, so we may make a mega deal here. I don't know. It just, the idea just sort of came to me. Like, I don't know what I would do, but is there something with Powers and Satterfield or something like that? Maybe, I don't know. Something to think about when our hand is forced. So game 3 against Pittsburgh, 11-2. So we demolish the Pirates in this 3-game series. Aguilar's over 300. Powers is up to 370. We got 6 hitters in our lineup hitting over 300. Zavorick, Butler, Jones, Aguilar, Powers, and Hinojosa. Kumar Rocker, 8 shutout innings to get the win. Powers and Hinojosa both homer. Looking for 4 straight here over the Mets. Nope. Game 2 against the Mets. Nope. Game 3 against the Mets. There we go. So we win 1 out of 3 in New York. We are in first place at 10-8. It's been a little underwhelming so far, but Powers up to 394. Aguilar homers, Bowser homers. Norman gets his 3rd win. And we are 2 games up on Arizona and San Diego. 3 games up on the Dodgers, 4 up on the Giants. Powers leads the league in hitting. And I don't want to make any early moves because you have to assume there are going to be injuries, right? I mean, with our team, there's almost always there we go. There's almost always injuries on our team. So there goes Jones. Jasic can come up. Jones is now fragile. That stinks. All right, so what do we do here? So I think that means Butler moves to center where he's significantly less efficient, but it is what it is. Jasic becomes our right fielder against lefties. Butler is in center, and we'll move him down. And we'll go with that, and we get him back in a month. So it's not the worst thing in the world. Rockies. So we went 8-5. Hinojosa reaches base 3 times. Aguilar has 5 runs knocked in. Powers up to 394. Neal with a couple of hits. Sanchez goes 3, but the bullpen comes in and pitches 6 shutout innings. Game 2 against the Nats is an 8-2 win, so that's 6 of our last 8. We score 6 in the bottom of the 4th. Aguilar with 4 more runs knocked in. He's up to 341. Hinojosa has another home run, his 5th home run of the year. Kumar Rocker goes 7, striking out 11. Game 3. Another win, 9-6. All right, so we're 7-2 in our last 9. Freeland 2 hits, 4 RBIs. Bowser 3 runs knocked in. Zavorick in the leadoff spot, hitting .320. Freeland homers twice. Denny doesn't pitch well. Bullpen does okay except for Newton. Satterfield is now up to 10 shutout innings with no walks and 17 strikeouts. All right, so we got a 3-game set against St. Louis to close down April, and then we'll, I don't know, see what if there's anything we need to do. So we win 5-3. We score 5 in the last 3 innings to win this one. Neal homers, Aguilar homers, Brackman goes 5, Munez gets the win, pitches 2 perfect innings. Okay. You need those games where you're not getting it from your stars, getting it from some other people. Although, I guess Aguilar homered is a star, so... Game 2 at St. Louis is another win. Padilla's eligible to come off the DL now. And he's somebody I might be willing to shop and trade. He's behind a couple of players on our big league roster. But again, it's the same thing. Like, why would I trade a 24-year-old Rick Padilla for a 24-year-old Jonathan Guerrero? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. But what I might do is take a look at the trade block and see if we can find a, I don't know, maybe bolster the starting pitching, or I'm not really sure. Because I'm pretty happy with the way our team is set up. I mean, this guy's not bad. Kurt McCone. He's 24 as well, but he was drafted late. He was drafted last year or 2 years ago. Yeah, I mean, I would be okay. The price is too steep, so they don't like it. So this is Oakland. Okay. So what else can we get from Oakland? Oh, how is he Rule 5 eligible? I don't understand that. I don't understand how he's Rule 5 eligible already. Shouldn't be. They got a lot of 2- and 3-star prospects. I like Angelino Papi. That's just a great name. All right, so I want Angelino Papi just because of his name. So you can have Chris Reynolds. That's fine. And we will make this deal. I don't know if it's the best deal in the world. I feel like we're taking a step. I mean, again, Padilla's would only play if we had another player get hurt. He's not particularly good in the outfield. He's got a good arm, terrible range. He's got some pretty significant splits. McCone, I mean, I don't know that he's ever going to be as good a hitter, but he's better defensively. He could absolutely play center field, and if he develops, that's the profile that I like, right, with the high gap power, high home run power, and high iron discipline. So, and we get Angelino Papi, who can be our backup middle infielder next season after Freeland goes. So, I'm okay with this deal. Actually, let's just see. I mean, he's only a 2-star. Okay, all right, that's fine. I'm gonna pull the trigger on this deal. All right. So if we look at, he's designated, yeah. So Poppy's got to be on the 40-man. We will stick him in AAA for now. Let's set that up. And there's McCone right there. Okay, so we can we'll just leave him where he is for now. AA is fine. And we will enable, disable. And we'll put him on the 40-man at the end of this season. So, all right, so we win this one 3-2. Did I already look at this box score? I didn't. Norman picks up his 4th win of the season. Butler and Aguilar both homer. All right, so we look to win our 7th in a row to finish off April. Improved to 16-8, and we don't. We lose 7-3, so we are 15-9 after 1 month. Frank got a little worse, but that's fine. That's player of the week. Carlos Pena Batter of the month in the AL. In the NL, it is Brett Weaver. Pitcher of the month, Jake Holshoff in the AL. Mike Alberson in the NL. Rookie of the month in the AL, Sean Dean. And in the NL, Josh Pearson. So we are 15-9, which is good for a one-game lead on the Arizona Diamondbacks, who are 14-10. Padres 11-13. Giants 9-15. Dodgers bringing up the rear. Powers second in the NL in hitting. Aguilar first in home runs and RBIs. Norman's tied for first in wins. Rockers second in strikeouts. Just do a quick overview here. So our batting is first. First in runs scored. First in everything except for home runs that were second. Pitching staff is doing okay. Starters have the 7th best ERA. Bullpen has the 5th. Denny is really our only starter struggling, so I suspect he'll be fine before it's all said and done. Newton and Carter Smith are not having great seasons. Aparicio bounced back nicely. Muniz is just getting pitched a lot. But he's pitched well in his last 3 outings, so I think he'll probably be fine too. Yeah, so I think it's just time to keep going. I don't think there's going to be anybody on the trade block of note. Ozzie Albies, but he's hurt. Any pitchers? There are a couple. Chris Young I really like. Jackson Jobe is hurt. Elliot Shaw, the Yankees. John Madugno, who was drafted, I think the pick after I took Jim Denny. He's fragile. And I'd love to bring in someone like Chris Young. Can we... I don't know that we'd be able to sign him, though. That's the problem. I don't know that we'd be able to re-sign him. Yeah, Jerry Larson, he's pitched okay, but for $4 million, I mean... Yeah, I mean, let's... I don't want to do that. So let's go to Let's go to AAA. Peoples doesn't make it any better. Escudero. Yeah, they all want Aguilar, and I'm not giving them Aguilar. Okay. So that might be something we can get into a bit later on. What about an Elliot Shaw? What if we start with Larson? Okay, so we can make this work. So we could give them Larson and Schultz and get back Elliot Shaw, who just 2 years ago was a 5-win pitcher for the Yankees. 2 straight seasons of 3.5 WAR beyond that. So would you take Peoples instead? He's in AAA. Just take Peoples instead. You would, but then you would still want more. So if I gave you... What about Carter Smith? That doesn't change it at all. So if I gave you Schultz... They would eat 55% of his contract. We give up a 29-year-old Schultz who's eligible for arbitration this year. He's pitched 9 innings. He's pitched pretty well in those 9 innings. I don't want to give up Schultz, though. That's the problem. I got no problem giving up Larson, but I don't want to give up Schultz. Butler, Denny, Newton, Powers, Schultz. All right, let's go back to our prospect list. Let's add a Scudiero in there. Scudiero. doesn't change things at all. Man, they really want Schultz. They really, really want Schultz. And I feel like I shouldn't be allowing a 29-year-old reliever to dictate what happens in this deal. I feel like I should just do it. Can I then get Danny Lynch in return? We got Default, who could be a starter if we needed him to be. Okay, I'm okay with that. So if not, what about Stevens? Okay, so they like Stevens a little bit more. Alvarado, no. Benitez. Well, I mean, I would like both of them, but they're not going to give them up. Daniels, no. Levasseur, no. Stuckey, they wouldn't give me. All right, so Jerry Larson and Billy Schultz for Elliot Shaw. He signed through next year. So that would give us another starter through the end of next season, which is great because then he could replace Sixto Sanchez. So what does his scouting look like? He hasn't dropped much. He's dropped a little bit. His movement has dropped a touch over the last year or so. But I am good with this. All right, so we pick up another pitcher. New leadership of Elliot Shaw. We will put him there, and then we can call up Peoples. We go to our rotation, and who does Shaw come in for? Brackman. Make Brackman a long reliever. Make Peoples a middle reliever. Cool. I'm good with that. So we've just enhanced our starting rotation. And that might be one of the few deals we make here between now and the end of the trade deadline. But I will be back in just a second, guys. All right, we're back. So let's start running through May. We got 3 games at home against Oklahoma City. We're 15-9. We lose our first game 15-9. So we are now 15-10. And we go a 5-4 victory. 3 RBIs for Neal. Rocker goes 6. Newton and Aparicio pitch well. Hinojosa and Zavorick homer. Game 3 against Oklahoma City. Another loss. We're 16-11. 3 games at Philly. Not a good start to the month of May. Another loss. We're 1-3. There we go. So Drew Jones is injured again. Andy Powers is day-to-day. Sanchez wants to re-sign. I don't know that we're going to be able to do that. Who got the start in this one? Shaw got the start. Went 6 2/3, gave up 1 run. That's nice to see. Home runs from Bowser, 2 from Aguilar, 2 from Hinojosa. We're still in first place. Although, I don't know if we want to end up in first place. We can't win the World Series in first place. Game 3 at Philly is another loss. We are 2-4 here in May. Not a great start to the month. Pitching staff has really struggled. 6-3 win in 10. A walk-off. Is that a home run by Neal? It is. 2 home runs by Neal. 1 in the 10th. Jasic homers. Rocker goes 5 1/3. Bullpen does a nice job. 18-13. There's back-to-back wins. That's what we were waiting for. Jasic at 350. Butler has a couple hits. Frank hits for himself and has an RBI single. Norman goes 3 2/3. His ERA 5.5. Not good, Kevin. Let's go. Let's go. Let's fix this. Game 3 against the Cubs. Another win. So we sweep the Cubs. That's what we're waiting for. Hinojosa just under 300. Look at Zavorick at 366. Powers at 373. 3 runs knocked in. Sanchez is 2-1 with a 4.31. We have 3 now at Milwaukee. There's a loss. So we are 5-5 this month. 6-5 now. Another extra inning win. 2 hits, 3 RBIs for Powers. Denny goes 6 2/3, has that ERA under 5. Satterfield now up to 16 2/3 innings, 2 walks, 27 strikeouts. Game 3 at Milwaukee, and we get a weird Sunday off. We win 6-4. Score 5 runs in the final 4 innings to come from behind. RBIs from 6 different players. Rocker goes 5. Newton gets the win. Peoples, Brackman, Aparicio all pitch pretty well. Day off followed by 3 games against the lowly Los Angeles Dodgers. Here comes game 1. An 11-4 victory. Hinojosa with a big game. 2 for 3, 4 runs scored, 3 RBIs. Bowser has a couple hits. Powers drives in 2. Jasick hits a home run, drives in a couple. No, Jasick has 2 doubles in this one. 3 hits for Neal. Norman goes 6, striking out 10. Okay, so what's that, 4 in a row? No, 3 in a row, 6 of our last 7. Another game against the Dodgers at home, a 7-1 victory. Aguilar with his 16th home run, Jasick with his 4th, Sixto Sanchez 2 for 4, 3 RBIs, 8 1/3 of 1 run, 7 hit ball for Sixto. Final game of the series against the Dodgers is an 11-3 win, so we sweep the Dodgers. Huge offensive output. Aguilar 3 hits, 3 RBIs. Jasick 2 hits, 3 RBIs. Powers is back up to 370. Hinojosa with another home run. Denny goes 7, picks up his 2nd victory of the season. Very un-Jim Denny-like, but I think he'll be fine by the end of the year. He's proven that he can do it. How is our new pitcher doing? How is Elliot Shaw doing? He's made 2 starts. 1 good, 1 not so good. All right. So that's 8 out of 9. 3 games now in Miami. We lose the first one in 15. Game 2 at Miami. Another loss. And the final game. Avoid the sweep. We do with a 4-1 victory. Norman gets the win. Jasick is hitting lights out. 341. Norman is 6-1. And we'll kind of go more into the stats here when we get to the end of the month. So we got, 10 games left to go? So let's see how these final 10 go. Looking for a 7-3 start. Andy Powers, bone spur. There's the injury to him. That was only a matter of time. Come on. Place him on the injured list. And we will call up Ferguson. Newton will get the start in left, I guess. And now all of a sudden, we don't have a lot of outfielders, as to be expected. As soon as you make the deal, you lose an outfielder. All right, so I wanted to go 7-3 in the last 10, so now we need to go 7-2 in the last 9. Well, that's not going to happen. We win 1 out of 3 at home against Atlanta. That's not good. Aguilar carrying us, 6 RBIs. Jasick, Rocker goes 5. Satterfield still hasn't given up a run. 22 1/3 innings, 3 walks, 37 strikeouts, 3 games at San Francisco. So we've lost 3 out of 4 now. And there is Drew Jones. That one's huge. We can send Ferguson back down. Get Jones back up. Get him into the lineup. Newton will be playing, or not Newton, Butler will be playing left. Newton will back up. And then against the lefties, Jones comes in for Jasick. He will play center. He will play left, and Jones will move up there. All right. And then Jasick will be the backup. All right, so we went 6-2. Hinojosa, 2 hits, 2 runs scored. Aguilar, 2 hits. Is that another home run? It is his 22nd. Norman picks up his 7th win of the season. Game 3 at San Francisco. Another win, 8-1, so that's 3 in our last 4. Hinojosa, another good game. Zavorick, 3 hits, 3 RBIs. I would love to bring him back. Why did Peoples get the start in left? I mean, I don't care because he had 3 hits, but why did he get the start in left? Zavorick is going to ask for a ton of money. Let's just see. Yeah, I mean, it's a $9 million ARB number right now. Sanchez now 4-2. So we get a day off, 3 games at home against Cincinnati, 1 game at San Diego, and then we are into June. Another win. And guys, I've been doing this since the beginning, but if you don't like it when I stop and look at every box score for the games we win, just tell me and I'll stop. I just like doing it. I like looking at numbers. So Denny pitches. Denny's been really bad this year. That's really disappointing. Especially considering he signed to a 7-year, $28 million a year contract. That's not good. All right, game 2 against Cincinnati at home. Another win, 8-3. Jasic, 4 RBIs. Jones, 3 hits. Rocker has a couple of hits, including a home run. Gets the win. He's 4-2. Bullpen, again, does its job. Final game of the series against the Reds is a 9-2 win. So we do have a chance to go 7-3 in the final 10 like I wanted. We just need to beat the Padres in the final game of the season, final game of the month here. Jasic, 3 for 4, 6 runs knocked in. He's already a 2-win player in just 30 games. Aguilar has 2 hits. Jones has 2 hits. Hinojosa, 3 hits, 2 RBIs. Bowser, 2 hits. Jasic homers twice. Hinojosa and Bowers both homer. Norman is 8-1. He's on pace for 25 victories this year. Let's get through May, and we'll take a look at the stats, and then we'll play June. Did we win? We did. We win 9-5, so we do finish 7-3 in those last 10, which is exactly what I wanted. So Butler, 2 for 5, 3 RBIs. Jones hit a 3-run homer. Oh, a lot of home runs. Hinojosa, Bowser, Aguilar, Butler, and Jones all homer in this one. Sanchez gets the win. Peoples gets hit hard. Satterfield pitches well. Newton pitches well. Aparicio gets the save. And we are 33-19 through May. So we just continue to truck along here. Norman gets better. Peoples gets a little worse. Rocker's fine. Satterfield's fine. Elliot, Shaw, 1-3 with a 5.85 for us so far. That's not great. Falk gets better. Denny gets a little worse. That's concerning, considering his contract is 8 years or whatever. Aguilar gets better. Cabrera gets better. I need to find him some additional playing time. He's not playing enough. I need to figure out a way to get him in the lineup some more. Any of our prospects, Real got better. He's pitching lights out down in AAA right now. And that's it. All right, so AL Batter of the Month, TJ McGuire. In the NL, it's Eric Jasic. No surprise there. AL Pitcher of the Month, Mario Calderon. In the NL, Joe Burnett. Rookie of the Month, Jonathan Drennan. And in the NL, Steve Skark. All right, so best offense, middle-of-the-road defense. Again, Denny's been a concern, but Rocker's been good. Sanchez has been good. Norman's been fine. Denny and Shaw. So next season, what are we looking at next year? So Sanchez is gone next year, presumably. We're not going to re-sign him. I mean, I'm assuming he wants in excess of $20 million. Yeah. So he's likely gone. It's entirely possible that Rocker opts out. He's got a player option next year for $20 million. So we could be down 2 starting pitcher slots, in which case one of them would be Real. And then we'll kind of go from there. So I don't think we need to make any moves right this second. We might in July, but I think right now we're fine. Rocker, 3.44 FIP, 125 ERA plus. Sanchez 403 FIP, but a 132 ERA plus. Satterfield's been electric, 3 walks, 40 strikeouts, and only 8 hits in 23 innings. Denny's got an 88 ERA plus, but only a 3.9 FIP. So he's given up a lot of hits, more hits than he normally does. Yeah, his BABIP is close to 400. So if you get that BABIP, under control, I think he'll be okay. Norman is pitching fine, 4.48 FIP, but a 1.23 ERA plus. Frank has been really good, 3.30 ERA plus. Aparicio's been really good. Muniz has been slightly below average. Shaw has been below average since we picked him up. And the rest of the bullpen's been okay. Peoples and Dufault haven't been great, but they also haven't pitched much. Neither has Carter Smith. So our 3 worst pitchers really haven't pitched much. From a lineup perspective, Hinojosa getting it done. 1065 OPS, 154 OPS plus. Aguilar, 23 home runs, 58 RBIs. Jasic, 13 and 36. So, yeah, offensively, we are fine. Bowser continues to play well. He signed, 4 more years? Yeah, 4 more years. 3 more years after this one. Jones, when healthy, is hitting the ball well this year. Hopefully he can stay healthy. Freeland is done at the end of this year. Briones is probably done. And, yeah, we got to figure out what to do with Cabrera. I got to get him out there a little bit more. But the other players are hitting so well. I can't justify benching Aguilar, Zavorick, or where else do I have him? Shortstop. He's certainly not going to play shortstop. So Aguilar and Zavorick are just hitting the ball way too well for me to consider putting Cabrera out there. And maybe this just isn't his year. Who knows? We have no money for next season. We got about $10 million left for this year. But again, Jones could opt out of his contract after this season. Kumar Rocker could not pick up the player option. We can move on from some other players. So we'll have some money when it's all said and done. But right now we don't. So let's move on to June. 5-3 loss. So we win 5-4 here. Zavorick 2 hits. Butler, Aguilar, Jasic all with 2 hits. Denny goes 5, gives up 1 earned run, picks up the win. So that's nice to see. I still think he'll end up with 12 or 13 wins when it's all said and done. Game 1 versus Arizona is another win. Aguilar with another home run. Jasic 2 more hits. Jones 2 more hits. Rocker gets the win. Satterfield still hasn't given up a run this year. I'm sure that'll come to an end here at some point, but 3-1 this month. Hinojosa coming on really strong. 3 hits, 3 runs scored. Jones, 3 hits, 2 runs knocked in. Norman gets his 9th victory of the season. Can we sweep the Diamondbacks? At home. We cannot. So we got 3 games at Pittsburgh. Bounce back with a 4-1 victory. Freeland with a home run. Shaw pitches 6 1/3. That's nice to see. 1 run, 5 Ks. Newton and Peoples shut it down from there. Game 2 at Pittsburgh. Another win. Another solid pitching performance. 2 hits for Jones. Cabrera with a pinch hit RBI double in the 9th. Oh, wow. We were down 1-0 after 8. So Denny goes 7 2/3. Gives up 1 unearned run. Doesn't get the win. Muniz comes in and gets it done. And we look for the sweep over the Pirates. And we get it. So we win 6-2. We get Powers back in a week. Soto hits his 500th home run. How old is he now? 35-year-old Juan Soto. He's wrecked. 500 home runs, 2,200 hits, 73 WAR. Obviously, Hall of Fame type career, but not what you've seen out of Juan Soto here in Out of the Park 22. Hinojosa 2 hits, 2 RBIs. Cabrera with a pinch hit home run. Rocker gets the win. He strikes out 13 in 6 1/3 innings. Bullpen does their thing. And we continue to truck along here. So we are 6-2 this month. A day off, followed by 3 games at home against the Mets. Game 1. 7-3 win, so we win again. Hinojosa with a 3-run bomb. Neal a couple of hits, couple of RBIs. He homers as well. Norman goes 5, doesn't get the win. Satterfield picks up the win, pitching a third of an inning. Bullpen does their job again. Game 2 against the Mets. 9-2 win this time. Sanchez gets the win, or gets the start anyway. Aguilar 2 hits, 3 RBIs. Jacek goes 5 for 5. Neal with 2 hits, 2 more RBIs. Butler has a couple of hits. We get 2 home runs from Aguilar, 1 from Butler. Sanchez goes 6. He's 6-2. Satterfield is up to 28 in the third innings, 10 hits, 3 walks, 46 strikeouts. Final game of the series against the Metropolitans. We're looking for our 6th straight victory. We don't get it. Who got the start in this one? Of course, it was Denny. Game 1 at Washington. Another loss. So back-to-back losses for the first time this month. It's 3 losses in a row. And Satterfield finally gives up a run. And he gives up 3 runs and gets the loss. Shaw gets hurt. Because of course he does. And we have now lost 3 straight games. We get swept by Washington. We have a 4-game lead over the Padres. That sucks, man. A sweep. All right, so what are we going to do now? I can't send Jacek down because he's hitting 360. I think we send Cabrera down. I can't believe I'm doing that, but I think we send Cabrera down. Got to get Powers back out there. Get him back in the lineup. Just make Freeland our backup here and our backup here. And then Powers for Butler. Yeah, I mean, we still have 14 pitchers on our big league roster, so we could easily just send a pitcher down. I think it might be time to say goodbye to Carter Smith, so we'll do that. And then we'll just turn around and call back up Cabrera. I think that's the right move. I think that is the right move. So Cabrera will back up there. He'll back up here. All right, we got to snap this 4-game losing streak at home against St. Louis. No, that's 5 in a row. There we go. And we lose Sixto Sanchez for the rest of the season. We win 7-2, but we lose Sanchez for the year. Denny picks up the win. He's 4-3. Satterfield's back on his string. That's 2 straight scoreless appearances. And does that mean it's time for Israel Real? I mean, 3-1 with a 2.98. I think it is. It's time to bring up the kid. Game 2 against St. Louis is a loss. We've now lost 6 out of 7. 3 games at Oklahoma City. We've lost 7 out of 8. 8 out of 9. And we finally win. So we're 2-8 in our last 10. How many games are we up? We're up by 1 game on the Padres after that 2-8 stretch. Well, that's just friggin' miserable. Freeland 4 for 5, 5 RBIs. Powers has a couple hits, including a home run. Jones homers. Shaw pitches and gets the win. Get a day off, a well-needed day off after a 2-8 stretch. Hopefully we can play well going into the All-Star break here against the Phillies. And we do. We win 8-5. Score 5 in the 7th. Denny is 4-3 with an ERA close to 5. Peoples gets the win. Munez gets the save. Aguilar hits his 30th home run before the All-Star break. Jacek's at 385. Powers is at 388. And we have to designated for assignment. Carter Smith refuses to be demoted. Wow. Okay. Well, Carter, it's been swell. You've been with the team a long, long time, but it is time to say goodbye. Do we want any of these players? I mean, Mike Hill isn't terrible, but he's kind of a douche, so I think we're just gonna... Yeah, I mean, he pitched with us for a long time. It was never particularly good either. His ratings were just had me intrigued, so we're gonna go ahead and waive him. Go ahead and release him. All right, goodbye, Carter. All right, so game 2 of the Carter Smith free era Colorado Rockies. 6-3 win, so it's 3 wins in a row. That's nice to see. Hinojosa with a 3-run homer, powers up to 390. Aguilar homers again. Rocker goes 5, but the bullpen does their thing. Looks like Satterfield gave up more runs. Yeah, he did give up 2 more runs. All right, so we look for the sweep as we go into the All-Star break. And we get it. So there we go. So we follow up a 2-8 stretch by winning 4 straight games. Powers now up over 400 at 403. Zavorick homers. Powers hits 2. Norman is 10-2 on the season. Sanchez done for the year. All-Star games. Andy Frank. No starters for us. Andy Frank makes it. Manny Aguilar makes it. Hinojosa makes it. Jasic makes it. So we have 4 All-Stars. Hinojosa, Aguilar, Jasic, and Frank. So 4 All-Stars. Prospects. Do we have anybody here? McElfresh and Hurst. I'm really excited about Hurst and that bat. Look at that bat, guys. Yeah, it's time for him to get called up to high A ball. Old friend Chris B with 5 hits. But look at his ratings. I made the right decision there, I think. He's down to 259 on the year. And we are into June. So how did Real do in his first start? 6 innings, 7 hits, 2 runs. Okay. Well, he's getting a start on the other side of the All-Star game against the Cubs. All right, let's see how this one goes. 10-5. All right, so did Real actually start the game? No, Denny did. And he doesn't go long enough to get the win. His ERA is up over 5 now. Jones homers, Briones homers, Aguilar drives in 4. Powers is at 405. And this is the final game of June. And we went 8-1. So we had a really, really rocky, no pun intended, stretch there in the middle of the month where we lost 8 out of 10. But we bookended that with 5 wins. Then we lost 5, 6, and then we lost 8 out of 9. So 5 wins, then 5-0, 1-9, and then 6-0. That was our month. So we ended up the month 15-10. We win this game 8-1. 4 RBIs for Aguilar. Powers is up to 410. Rocker pitches 4 2/3. Did he get hurt? He did. And it's pending. Shoot. Peoples got hurt. That's pending. Shoot. So all that pitching depth that I thought we had is going away here quickly. Player development, Sanchez got worse as expected. And then it's a bunch of prospects. Hostetler. I'm glad we didn't trade him. Jeremy Markham, batter of the month in the NL. CJ Lohr in the NL. Pitcher of the month, Carter Daniels in the American League. In the National League, Huskar and Yoa. Wow, still going for Milwaukee at age 36. Rookie of the Year in the AL, Jake Wheeler and Kevin Tobin in the NL. And I want to check out our old friend Sam Wesniak. Still going. 257, 386, 535, on pace for another 48 home run season. It's coming close to 500 here. All right, so we have Rocker. Yeah, this, of course. We'll probably just move Brackman back into the rotation and then figure out what to do from there. But let's look at international amateurs and look at a great player who won't sign with us, right? Because that's what's going to happen. Jose Camano is the best player here, I think. Yeah, I mean, we'll give it a whirl. I don't suspect he's going to sign with us. And if he doesn't, I don't know if there's anybody here I want to sign. Nobody else is any good. They're all pretty garbage. Yeah. All right, well, let's get through July here. So we got the draft and the trade deadline coming up as well. Game 1 against the Cubs. How long is Rocker out for? Bowser's out for 5 days. Peoples is day-to-day for a week. We get a trade proposal from the Giants. They want to send us Ethan Hearn. I'm good. So we pick up the win here. Jasic, 3 hits, 2 RBIs. Aguilar's back up to 300. Norman goes 6. Satterfield blows the save, but gets the win. I'm hoping for good news from Kumar Rocker, but I'm not anticipating it since it's taking a few days. Yeah, Camano signing with somebody else. Still no word on Rocker. We will re-sign Geraldo, and we will re-sign Jameson. Top 100 prospects. We have nobody in the top 10. We are 16th. McElfresh, Real, Kirby, and Bouchage, who was our number 1 pick a year ago. Still no word on Rocker, huh? Okay, we win this game 4-3. Who got the start? Real got the start. He didn't get the win because we scored in the bottom of the 9th. 2 RBIs for Jones. 2 hits for Bowser, Aguilar, and Zavorick. Real goes 6. I mean, I'm okay with that. 6 innings, 3 runs. Dufault and Aparicio pitch well. Game 2 against Milwaukee. And Rocker's out for the year as well. Son of a nutcracker. 9 months, which means he's probably going to take the... he's going to pick up his option for next year. Ugh. Okay. All right, well, we need Denny to step up now. I mean, there's no other way around it. Shaw goes 5. Bullpen does their job. Hinojosa hits his 20th. Bowser is 10th. Or his 12th. Yeah, so we're going to need Denny to step it up here. And he doesn't. Well, I mean, I guess he was fine. 6 1/3 innings. Peoples gave it up. So we're now down 40% of our starting rotation. We'll get to the draft like we normally do. We'll do the draft, and then we'll see what we can do about improving our bullpen here, or our rotation here in the second half of the month. First game against the Dodgers is an 8-4 win. 2 RBIs each from Jasic, Powers, and Bowser. Brackman goes 3. Frank picks up the win, though. I mean, I could easily move Frank or Dufault into the starting rotation, but they've both done such a nice job in the bullpen this year that I don't want to make that move. Game 2 at Los Angeles is a loss, 5-4. And Game 3 is another loss. So we're 4-3 this month. We come back and we beat the Marlins 10-3. We score 8 in the final 2 innings. Shaw goes 4 1/3. Satterfield gets the win. We get all sorts of doubles. Powers, Newton has 3. Hinojosa, so that's 5. Cabrera with 2, that's 7. Aguilar, 8. Neal with a double, that's 9 doubles in this one. Cabrera goes 3 for 4. Newton goes 3 for 5. Game 2 against Miami at home. 5-4 win here. Denny gets the start and the win. There we go. 5-3, 7 innings of 2-run ball. Also, it's a triple. Jones drives in a couple. All right. Final game prior to the draft is a 5-4 loss. So we are 4 games up on the Padres, 54-33, second best record in the National League. Aguilar leads the league in home runs and RBIs. Jasic is second in WAR. Norman is second in win. Rocker's third in strikeouts, but he's done for the year. All right, and we got the draft coming up. Anything here I want to look at? Josh Eichacker wins the Player of the Week. Good for him. Former Rocky draftee. All right, so let's get into the draft. Sim to our pick. And what do we have? Why am I looking at batting potential for pitchers? Joel Dobson, he's not terrible. He's 23, pretty far developed already. Lineberger, not quite there yet. Meza, no. Ramos. I like Andy Ramos, 21 years old, pretty well developed. 4 really solid pitches, a ground ball pitcher. That's what we got for bats. Bob Binken, he can't field. If he could field, I would have taken him in a heartbeat. Tony Hilton, good defensively. Boning, can't really hit either. I think we're going to take the pitcher. I think we are going to take Andy Ramos. Unless... yeah, we're going to take Andy Ramos. 21 years old. All right, let's go back to batters. And there's not really anything left already. This is a pretty crap draft. That's disappointing. Players. There aren't even any pitchers that are hitters. Well, I guess Chris Dennis. He's okay. Chris Drew, no. We're going right to pitching ranking. Pitching, individual pitch potential. Going right there. Ed Gowan, he's 21. Has a very Gabe Satterfield vibe about him. But not quite as good. Andy Westbury has got 3 elite pitches. Rojas. Joe Benjamin, that control's awful, but the control's awful. Well, that changeup at a 1 is a little concerning. Josh Schwab, no. Jeff Teague, no. Wow, this is just a really, really bad draft. Gallagher, he's 21 though. All these batters are 21, 22 years old, so you just wonder how much actual development there is left. I mean, I'll take Gallagher, I guess. And then that pitcher that's actually a hitter. Unless somebody took him. No, he's right here, Chris Dennis. It's a very underwhelming draft, to say the least. Let's look at fielding potential, find ourselves a catcher. That's not where I wanted to go. I wanted to go here. Find somebody who can even hit a tiny bit. I mean, I guess it's going to be Pat Gambone. Can't really hit. He's not really that good a defensive player. I mean, he's okay, but... let's go back here. Let's go back to the individual pitch potential. Make sure I didn't miss anybody. Mike Hairston. Yeah, see, now I can start taking players like this. He's 21 years old, high loyalty and work ethic, 3 good pitches. See if we can snag some solid youngsters, or maybe some of these players can develop. Yeah, we'll take Joe Benjamin now. Josh Schwab, no. I looked at him already. No. John Barnes. My babysitter growing up, his name was John Barnes. Just to throw that out there. Rob Levy. Yep, Rob Levy we'll take because he's only 18. Let's just go back to batters one more time. And we have any power bats? No. This is an awful draft. I'm done. Terrible. All right, let's get to negotiations. Let's negotiate with everyone. Offer them slot because they're all asking for less than that. Yeah, in our minor league system, we got a couple of, Real and McElfresh are pretty good. We got the left fielder that I'm pretty excited about, but it's pretty devoid of high-end talent. So we're going to have to keep being crafty here when it comes to improving our team. So, all right, so we have, 3 weeks left before the trade deadline. So I'm going to take a quick break, and guys, I'll be back in just a minute. All right, guys, we're back. It's actually early the following morning. I needed to pause. Yesterday was a long-ass day for me, so I needed to take a break. And we're back. So it's right after the draft. We got a couple weeks left going into the trade deadline. So let's take a look. And I think our biggest need right now is starting pitching. Suffering major injuries to both Sanchez and Rocker has really set us back. And we kind of expected it with both of them, right? I mean, Sanchez we signed we traded for knowing he was fragile, and Rocker has become fragile, but his ratings were just too good for me to just kind of give up on him. So we lose both Rocker and Sanchez. So now we've got Denny, Norman, Shaw, who we picked up earlier this season, who's settled down, 10 starts, ERA is 4.06 now. And then a couple of essentially rookies in Brackman and Real. And I'd rather have Brackman in the pen, given the option, I guess. I mean, he's pitched pretty well, but I'd rather have him in the bullpen. And Real, and he's a starter. I mean, we'll just leave him in the rotation with that 99 to 101. So I think starting pitching is the way to go. And I did take a look at some of the starters in that time between last night and today. And the one that I'm most intrigued by is Mason Miller, just based on what it's going to take to get him in return. You can see there are a ton of starting pitchers available. Some are better than others. I can't get Chris Young. I've tried. Can't get Luis Mendoza. I've tried. I don't want Lucas Giolito. So Miller and Strome, I guess, are the two that I'm most intrigued in. I haven't looked at what it would take to get Strome. Yeah, a lot. So I think, and you'll see here, I think Mason Miller is the option. He's 32. Good stuff, good movement, good control. He's got 4 really good pitches. He's a free agent at the end of the year. He's cheap. He's a ground ball pitcher, having a pretty good season in Oklahoma City. Won 12 games last year for Pittsburgh. And you can see just off the bat, it won't take really anything at all to get him. In fact, a 35-year-old Drew Waters is enough. Will you retain? You will. Excellent. So we're going to go ahead and make that move. Pick up Mason Miller. We have to send a pitcher away. Who's it going to be? I think it's going to be Peoples. He's hurt, so I can just put him back on the DL. That's handy. Let's get Miller on there. Put Brackman back in the bullpen. Put Miller there. Brackman in his middle, not as a specialist, as a middle reliever. And I guess we can use him as a specialist because he's our only lefty pitcher. All right, so Denny, Miller, Norman, Real, and Shaw. Not as good as it was on opening day, but not bad, all things considered. So we will run with that. We'll go ahead about another week and see if there's anything else we want to do. I mean, offensively, we're fine. You know, obviously, we have top offense in the National League like we always do. Second best bullpen. Defensively, our defensive efficiency is 14th, but our zone rating is 4th. So we're getting to a lot of balls, but we're not even making a lot of errors. So really our efficiency isn't very good, but our zone rating is good. Really, you know, it's been a good year. From a statistical standpoint, it's been a good year. The fact that we're not running away with the West is a bit of a surprise. But let's get to these next few games. So we'll probably go like here to the end of the Reds series and see where we stand. So we win. Newton's out for a week. 4 in the top of the 9th to come back. Hinojosa with a granny in the 9th inning. Miller gets the start. Goes 4 1/3. Isn't terrible. Frank, Newton, Aparicio, Muniz all pitch well. Win's a win. Game 2 at Atlanta. And I don't want to put Newton on the DL. It's only a week, so we'll just let him sit out. Another win, 3-2. So another close one, another late inning win for us. We score a run in the 8th. Jasic has a home run. Bowser, Hinojosa homers. Hinojosa with another late home run in the 8th inning to break the tie this time. Norman pitches well. Satterfield gets the win. Muniz with another save. Can we get the sweep of the Braves? Yes. Easily, 12-2. I need my coffee because it's a lot earlier than it normally is when I stream or when I record videos. Powers 4 for 6, average up to 410. Aguilar up to 34 home runs. Jasic's right behind Powers with a 380 average. Jones up and down the lineup. Look at that. Everybody had at least one hit. Zavorick had 3 hits. Neal with 2. Denny picks up the win. He's 6-3. The ERA is starting to drop. If you can get it down around, I said he's probably going to end up around 12 wins. He's got 6 right now, so it's feasible. Game 1 against the Giants. Another win, 10-4, so that's 6 out of 7. Hinojosa, another couple hits. Drew Jones, another couple hits. Zavorick, another couple hits. 2 RBIs for Aguilar, 2 for Hinojosa. Hinojosa's really settling in. On pace for almost 7 WAR this season. Yeah, his second year is going to be better than his first for sure. Real goes 4, throws a lot of pitches. Bullpen comes in, shuts the door. Is fantastic yet again. Excellent. All right, so that's 4 in a row and 6 out of 7. We look for our 5th straight win. And we get it. Hinojosa on fire. Powers is up to 420. Are you kidding me? I wonder what and he's still minimum. He's still getting paid the minimum for next year. So Hinojosa 3 for 3, 3 runs scored, reached base 5 times. Just, normal day for him. Zavorick 2 more hits. Hinojosa homers twice. Shaw only goes 2, so is he hurt now? Hamstring soreness. He's out for 3 games. Okay, that's fine. Seeley comes in, does a nice job. 3 innings, 1-run ball, Dufault, Satterfield, Muniz. Close the door. 1 hit in the last 4. Final game of the series against the Giants. Another win, so that's 6 in a row and 9 out of 10. Bowser 3 for 4, 4 RBIs. Offensively, he hasn't been quite as good as he was last year. Still on pace for 3 WAR, so we may want to consider shuffling the lineup around a little bit, getting him out of that 2 spot. But against lefties, I don't really know what the plan is because we're really left-handed heavy still. So I think we probably just leave him there for the time being. Couple hits for Aguilar and Jones. Miller gets his first win with us, going 6 1/3. Satterfield 5 strikeouts in an inning and 2/3. First game of the series at Cincinnati. Another win, 10-7. Powers 3 for 5. Bowser 2 for 5. Hinojosa 2 for 4. 3 runs scored. Aguilar drives in 3. No real home run power this year for Drew Jones, but still, 288, 350, 404. And the OPS plus is a little light. Defensively, he's been fine in center field. I wonder if he opts out. It's going to be a really interesting decision because it's $21 million for next season. He has an opt-out and a player option, so that's weird. So, yeah, 21... I would still be happy paying him $21 million. If he opts out, I don't know what we're going to do because we don't have a center fielder, but we will see. So, Powers, Joseph, Bauer, Homer. Norman gets hit hard. But rest of the bullpen does okay. Muniz gives up a run, but that's 5 1/3 of 2-hit, 1 run. 10 to strikeout baseball. So that's 4, 7, 8, 9 out of 10, and 7 in a row. We look for our 8th in a row. We don't get it as we lose game 2, and the final game of the series is another loss. So we lose 2 out of 3 to the Reds. We are 7 games up in the division. Looks like, well, I don't want to get ahead of myself here, but Tony Olney, the former Colorado Rocky, leads the National League in hitting with a 370 average. Once Powers is eligible, he'll be up there with his 420 average or whatever it is. Aguilar leads the league in home runs and RBIs. Hinojosa leads it in OPS. Norman's tied for 2nd in wins, and that's it. Let's look at our mail real quick. We signed all of our draftees. It was a really crap draft. So who was our first? I don't even remember who our first round pick was. It was a pitcher, wasn't it? It was Andy Ramos. Okay. We will go ahead and disable his promotion. As a 21-year-old, he should probably be here. Gallagher was our 2nd round pick. Yeah, I don't really care about the rest of these guys. It was just not a good draft. Really, really disappointing draft. This Tucker could end up being pretty good. Drafted him last year. Need that control to come along. He can hit as well. So, all right, do we want to call anybody up? How's Bobby Kirby doing in A-ball? 230, 300, 482. Yeah, we'll call Bobby Kirby up to high A. Victor Moncada. Yep, he definitely needs a call up. We got to get him on the Rule 5 this year. It feels like he's been in the system forever. And it might be time to trade him. His value seems to have plummeted here. Whitlock. Yeah, we'll call him up as well. Does anybody want Victor Moncada? And we can get bullpen arm, but I don't really want a bullpen arm. I'd rather use him as a piece of a different deal to get a young player back or something like that. All right, so is there anybody else we want to call up or move around? How's Hurst doing? He's not really hitting in high A ball. We'll leave him there. He'll probably start next. God, he's gotten good. Wow. Darius Black in high A ball. Yeah, we will call him up. Alvarado. He's not ready yet. No, Grimes. They're saying he's not pitching well, but I don't really care. Steve Morgan. He's hitting well, so we'll call him up. Anybody here we want to send to AAA? I don't think so. A lot of these guys are right where they should be. All right. So let's just do this real quick and make sure that we have got the right number of players. Do we need anything? Do we need anything? We're set at first with Aguilar. We're set at second with Zavorick. If he gets hurt, Cabrera can slide in. Cabrera's starting to hit the ball. I think I need to maybe in the offseason start to work Cabrera in the corner outfield spots. No, he can't play the outfield at all. Yeah, he's so good offensively, but his defense is terrible. Maybe starting next year. Zavorick has, there's absolutely, it might make sense to make Zavorick our back, because we're going to lose Freeland next year. So maybe Zavorick becomes our super utility guy, second, third, and short, and we put Cabrera back at second base. I don't know. And that's a different problem. But we're set at second. We're set at short with Bowser. We're set at third with Hinojosa. Our outfield, Jacek, Powers, Jones, Newton. I mean, we could stand to pick up a center. I mean, not really. I mean, we got Butler and Newton who can both play center. Butler's probably done after this year. His ARB number goes up to like 7. Newton's goes up to like 10. So we may need to figure out our outfield next year, but we'll have at least Jacek and Powers. So we'll have at least our left field and our right field sorted out, if not our center and our backup outfield. So I don't really think we need anything. Our bullpen has been outstanding, top to bottom, and our starting pitching has been fine. So I think we are good to go through the rest of the month here. So game 1 against San Diego is a 7-6 win. 6-run bottom of the 6th gets it done. Dufault gets the win. Shaw gets hit relatively hard. Seeley gives up a couple of hits. My phone keeps beeping. I apologize. Newton at 325. Powers at 414 now. Game 2 against the Padres. It's another 7-6 win. We score 4 in the final 2 innings to come from behind. So again, starting pitching, not great. Miller doesn't make it out of 4, but the bullpen does their job. We get home runs from Hinojosa, Aguilar, and Bowser. Briones drives in 3. And final game of the series against the Padres. And we get a day off tomorrow. It's a 5-2 win. That's what I like to see, peoples. We will send him on a rehab assignment. Who got the start in this one? Norman is 11-2. Satterfield strikes out the side in the 8th. Aparicio comes in and gets the save. Hinojosa hits his 30th. Aguilar drives in his 100th run in our 99th game. 100 RBIs in 99 games for Manny Aguilar. So on pace for 59 home runs and 164 runs knocked in. I'm glad we made that Rule 5 pickup. Yeah, I'm glad we made that Rule 5 pickup. So we get a day off. And then we got Arizona, Pittsburgh, and 1 against the Mets before we call it an episode. Game 1 at Arizona. It's a 7-3 win. So we had a couple losses there against Cincinnati, but have bounced back. Again, late inning heroics. 3 in the 7th, 3 in the 8th. Denny goes 5 1/3. Pitch is okay. ERA is down to 4.22. Newton, Satterfield, Dufault, Brackman close it out. Another home run for Hinojosa. Jacek hits his 20th. Jones drives in a couple. Hinojosa's on pace for 50 home runs and 139 walks. 8.5 WAR. Wow. Game 2 at the D-backs is a 6-5 win. So it's 4 in a row now. This time we get out early and hold on. So Real gets the win. He picks up his first big league win, going 5 1/3 innings, striking out 6. Bullpen does their thing. Munez has really settled down over the last month or so. He's pitched really, really well over the last couple months. Yeah, you can see April and May kind of getting his footing in Colorado, but June and July has been outstanding. An ERA of about, about 2.5, maybe 2 point, about 2.5, 2.4, 2.3, somewhere in there over the last 2 months. Aguilar with another home run. Zavorick with another home run. Powers is hitting 417. Final game in the desert. We lose. All right. So 3 games against Pittsburgh. 7-5 victory. Again, we get out early here. Norman can only go 4 innings, though. Can't get the win. Frank gets the win. Satterfield and Munez do their job. Newton, 3 hits, 3 RBIs. Cool. Game 2 against the Pirates. It's a 4-3 win. Dufault's out for a week. Powers is hurt. Diagnosis pending. That was only a matter of time. So we score 4 in the 6th. Shaw goes 5. Dufault gets the win. Satterfield, Mooney's, Aparicio, Hinojosa homers. Briones homers. So we're going to be without Powers again, which is not ideal. And we are without Dufault for how long? A week? Yeah, so we'll just let him be out for a week. Let's see what we get with Powers. Hopefully it's not serious. Let's see. Final game of the series against Pittsburgh is a 9-3 win. Okay, he's only out for 1 to 2 weeks, so I'm not even going to put him on the DL. I'm just going to leave him on the roster. He's hitting .416. It's ridiculous. So we win 9-3. Now we give up 3 in the first, but come back, and Denny picks up his 7th win of the year. So yeah, I said he was going to end up around 12 wins. He are around 4. That BABIP has dropped like 40 points in the last month and a half. So Seeley, Frank, Newton all pitch well. Aguilar with his 38th. Hinojosa hits 2 more home runs. Bowser and Cabrera. Hinojosa's an animal. 34 home runs, 67 runs knocked in. I mean, it makes having him in the leadoff spot with that eye discipline makes sense, but he's a run producer. So maybe if we lose Jones in the offseason, we can think about finding a different type of leadoff hitter. But, I mean, he's been just unreal. Absolutely unreal. All right, final game of the month at the Mets. Final game of the episode. Can we win our 70th game? We do. We are 70-36 through July. So we were, yeah. So Real goes 5 2/3. Throws a lot of pitches. Satterfield gets the win. 2 perfect innings. Aguilar homers again. Hinojosa homers again. Aguilar's an animal. He's on pace for 60. Cool. So let's look at the mail. Let's look at our stats, and let's call it an episode, shall we? Seeley gets better. Satterfield gets better. Rocker gets worse as expected with him being out. Real gets better. That's nice to see. Miller, how's he doing with us? 1-1, 482. Okay, not terrible. Denny, a little better, a little worse. Brackman's stuff gets better. Cabrera gets better. Hinojosa gets better. Jasic worse. All right, so AL batter of the month is Jeremy Markham. NL Dave Hinojosa. No surprise there. Pitcher of the month in the AL, Freddie Kozin. In the NL, Dan Bilger for Oklahoma City. Rookie of the month in the AL, Freddie Kozin. And in the National League, Rob McGee. So we are 14 games up. All right. So we've run away with the National League West. The second half of July was really, really good to us. Where are we? Where were we for the month? Yeah, 22-7 in the month of July. So, yeah, things got really good for us really quickly. So as long as our pitching holds together, we're in line for another run. Denny 7-3. He's up to 4 WAR. FIP at 3.33. He's been great. He'll end up right where he's supposed to be by the end of the season. I'm glad I didn't move Satterfield like I thought about. 83 strikeouts to 7 walks in 47 innings for Gabe Satterfield. He lost that 5th pitch, and he's never going to be a starter. The stamina is never going to develop. But, I mean, if he can put up 3 wins as a reliever, I'll take it. We talked about Miller. Munez has settled down quite nicely. You can see he's already at 2.1 WAR out of the bullpen. Norman's 11-2. He's only won 1 game like in the last 2 months or something. He's won 3 games since the beginning of May. He was on pace for 25 wins. Again, I mean, a bullpen's been really good. So you see Andy Franks at almost 2 WAR. Only 7 walks to 68 strikeouts. Grant Newton has settled down. Has had a nice season. He's likely to be gone next year, although I would love to bring him back. He's been pretty solid for us. I mean, you look at some of his numbers here. I mean, the ERAs are in the 4, but you look at his WAR, you look at his ERA plus with Colorado, it's over average, which, isn't a terrible thing. Real has been okay. Not great, but he's still just a rookie. Aparicio's been fine. Shaw's been up and down since we picked him up. You can see his ERA at 4.6. His FIP is at 4.74, but his ERA plus is over 100, so no real complaints. Brackman's been good as a swingman. Dufault's been fine, and Seeley has been really good, kind of in his limited time. 198 ERA, 156 opponent batting average. Look at Satterfield. $151 opponents are hitting against him. .67 whip in 47 innings for Gabe Satterfield. Lineup-wise, yeah. Where do you start? Hinojosa, 35 home runs, 70 runs knocked in, has almost an 1,100 OPS, 160. We have 3 players who have a 160 OPS plus or higher. 5.7 WAR for Hinojosa. Powers, if he can ever stay healthy for a full season, would have. He's on pace for a second 400 season. He's hitting 416. It's just ridiculous. He just doesn't play enough. Jasic has been really, really good. I'm glad I didn't trade him as well. He got injured at the beginning of the season. And I thought about trading him, but I'm glad I didn't. Aguilar's just having a great season. Zavorick is at almost 3 WAR because he's elite, absolutely dominant defensively at second base. Hitting the ball surprisingly well as well. 322. Below average OPS plus, but if you told me Zavorick would put up almost an 800 OPS, I would have taken it in a heartbeat. Bowser, his offense is down a little bit this year, but he's still playing well. I think he's playing well defensively. I haven't even looked. Yeah, he's playing really well at shortstop, so we're fine there. Cabrera, again, we've talked about it. I just don't have a spot for him this year, so we'll readdress that in the offseason. Jones starting to slip a little bit. He's already 30. He's fragile. Home run power's almost gone. Only has a 384 slugging. So as long as his glove stays consistent, we'll be fine. Butler will likely be gone after this season. His ARB number, you can see, is up to almost 7. Newton is likely gone after this season. Even though he's got an 800 OPS, his ARB number's 10 million. Neal's been fine. I didn't expect him to hit, and he's really not, but defensively, he's been great. Same thing with Briones. Briones didn't expect him to hit. Freeland's having a pretty awful season with the bat. Defensively, he's been, surprisingly below average pretty much everywhere. So, yeah, we will move on from Alex Freeland in the offseason. Prospects, we've sort of already taken a look at this. How's McElfresh doing? He is currently in Double-A, where he's 7-4 with a 2.76. Let's go ahead and get him up to Triple-A. He will likely be on the big league roster next year as well. Real's already there. We talked about Kirby. He's gotten off to a hot start in high A ball. 302, 375, 674. Bouchage was our number 1 pick a year ago. We'll leave him where he is for the rest of the season. He's out for another 3 weeks. Actually, you know what? Let's call him up. Let's call him up to high A, see if he can get a start or 2 in high A next year. McCone we picked him up in a trade. And he's performing. He's 24. He's going to have to go on the 40-man this year. So let's call him up to AAA now and see how he does there for the rest of the season. How's Hurst doing? 228, 355, 439. Yeah, we'll leave him where he is. Darius Black, we just called up. He's hitting in Double-A ball. Jim Fox is 22. Yeah, he's hitting 440 where he is. So let's go ahead and call him up to A ball. And he actually looks like a pretty good pitcher, too. Wow, he is. So do I have him set as a two-way player? I do. Okay. Wow. He's 2.5 star. Yeah, he's not going to strike anybody out. But got really good movement, really good control, really good stamina. 3 average pitches. So, he could be a 5th starter if we needed him to be. Rodriguez in AAA. And that's about it. Yep, that's going to do it. So, guys, let me know your thoughts. As always, the plan is to be back live on Sunday at 7. If there's baseball Sunday night, we'll do a kind of dual, Colorado Rockies live stream as well as a viewing party, if you will, for the Sox and Rays. So either way, we'll be back Sunday night, 7 p.m. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate your support, and I'll talk to everybody soon. Bye-bye.